All right, we made it to 80, episode 80 of the Basement Tapes. I am at the outer limits of my pre-production right here, which means I have to start getting my thumbnails, my links, and my shows set up here to record for 81 to 90 or 81 to 100 perhaps. So that will take a minute or two. That's the only pre-production thing I do on this thing. We are again in 1959. And if I were to tell you that the 1959 Fleer set depicting Ted Williams was their big wad shooting of 1959, I'd be wrong, because the reality is it's this bad boy right here, which is the 1959 Fleer Three Stooges, or the Three Stooges collection. And yours truly has exactly 96 of these. Okay. And what does that mean in the real world? That means, boy, where did I go here? That means I have all of them, folks. And all of them, except for, I guess it says 99, but we'll figure out what that's all about. I do have the complete set. I actually, in one point, had two of these complete sets and pretty much have sold through the rest of the second set. Got the first three cards graded, and we'll find out in a while here. 99 cards, it says total. $34.71 average value, $3,436 total value, $6,000 to $1,000 complete set. I think that is a fallacy. It says it's produced by Fleer here, but this set is much more. Obviously, the Three Stooges are a pretty big deal in culture and collecting. There weren't a lot of Three Stooges cards. There weren't a lot of Fleer cards from the 1950s, as we know. And this one is indeed a whopper. So 1959 Fleer, the Three Stooges, 96 cards per TCDB. It says errors and variations. You can't keep your money in your shoes and walk at the same time. So that's the 16B variation, which is a checklist on the back. 63B says curly. The first thing a fighter must learn is how to get into the ring. That has a checklist on the back. And 64B, you won't fool anybody with that haircut. Another checklist on the back. So there's variations here with checklists on the back. Not sure if I have any of those, truth be told. But the story goes here. I bought this collection from a gentleman down in Texas who bought this collection as part of a television show. And he was had a box behind him and says, I'm trying to get rid of these cards. And the first card he popped out was one of these curly cards, card number one. I said, I'll take it. And away we went. So that's how I ended up with that. And there happened to be two sets in there, thankfully. And I have one. I've graded the first three cards, and we'll find out in a while here what that means and why I did that. The packaging is the Three Stooges, 5-cent packs. And boy, what a bunch of knuckleheads on the front of that box. Same thing with the packs, the 5-cent packs. So I assume it's 5-cent packs. And then if we hone in on this a little bit here, it'll tell us that there is gum base, sugar, corn syrup, and artificial flavor and color. Contents 1 slab bubble gum plus picture cards. Frank H. Fleer Corp, manufactured in Philadelphia, PA, made and printed in the USA. And the other part of that says official Three Stooges beanie, attractive exclamation point. 2 colors with picture of Three Stooges. Not sold in stores, folks. So send 50 cents and 5 double bubble outer wrappers with your name and address to Hats, P.O. Box 2702, Philadelphia 20, PA. Do not send Three Stooges wrappers. So same kind of thing Topps was doing, and or Bowman. They were trying to get you to buy their gum first in order to get some more Three Stooges swag. These guys were bubblegum companies first and trading card companies second. Now, the gallery here will take us to card number 1, which is Curly, card number 2, which is Mo, and card number 3, which is Philadelphia's own Larry Fine. It says collect all 96. The backs of the cards are brilliant. Fronts of the cards are brilliant. These are the only 3 cards that are protagonists appear solos. So again, Curly 1, Mo 2, Larry 3. Not quite sure what the order was because sometimes it's Mo, Larry, Curly. Sometimes it's Mo, Curly, Larry. But here it clearly says Curly, Mo, Larry. Curly draws a premium due to it being card 1 and due to it being Curly, of course. And I graded the first 3 of these times 2, which means I had 2 of each and sold off the ones that were the lower grades. So I'm the proud owner of 3 of these graded, and then the rest of the 93 cards ungraded. And these cards, the other 93 cards, will feature all of the Stooges. There are no duets or solos after this. It's just the guys yucking it up. Let's talk about card number 3, Larry. The back of the card, pink, red, blue, all sorts of fun stuff. And card number 3, Stooges. Number 3, collect all 96. It says, a native of Philadelphia, Larry was the first of his family in show business. He always had a flair for comedy since his very early youth. The start of his professional career on the stage was with his wife. Later, he joined Ted Healy and has been a member of the Stooges act ever since. Kids often ask if Larry's hair is real. It sure is. So is Moe's. Larry has 2 children. Again, see the 3 Stooges in the Columbia feature film, Have Rocket, Will Travel, all that fun stuff. And there is a copyright of Fleer on there, but there's also a copyright of whatever studio these folks were assigned to. And I'm not quite sure what it was because it's kind of hard to read on some of these, but I think it's Norman Mauer Productions, 1958. Anyway, classic cards, again, featuring most of our beloved Stooges in their shenanigans and antics. It's hard to believe that any of these folks survived. They all lived long lives except for Curly, who had some sort of thing going on inside of his noggin, had a stroke, all that fun stuff. Anyway, incredible cards depicted in art form based on real photographs, I presume. And a wonderful historical set, I think, because it features the rookie cards of our beloved Stooges, the only 3 that mattered, if you ask me. And as far as I know, it's maybe the only set these guys had. Maybe they came out with something later on, but this was really in their prime, I guess, or just after their prime, perhaps. But still, it's the 3 chaps that we love and adore. And I've told the story, I believe, that my parents never told me not to smoke, never told me not to drink, never told me not to have the sex, but they certainly, my mother at least, was adamant about not watching the 3 Stooges, which when you have 3 boys like she did, I can understand why. But my mom, if you ever wondering why I got up at 7 on a Saturday or Sunday morning, it was to watch the 3 Stooges, most likely with my brothers too. But we would attempt some of these backs of cards in various forms, thankfully, with no permanent repercussions. So 59, Fleer, the 3 Stooges, a brilliant set, one of my favorite sets. I will tell you that it's most likely my favorite non-sports vintage set that I have, and I can't imagine anything topping it. Was a big fan of the Stooges growing up, and I certainly approve of their radical anti-authoritative behaviors, and I subscribed 100% until Curly went away and we brought in Shem. So that's it. 1959, the Fleer, the 3 Stooges.